Some of the hardest prayers are the ones you pray again and again, and nothing seems to change. You pray in the morning, you pray at night. You ask God for an answer, you ask Him for a way out. You ask Him for a door to open, and then you wait and wait and wait. I've lived long enough to know that waiting can test a man's faith like nothing else. Because when you don't see anything happening, your mind starts asking questions. Lord, did you hear me? Lord, did you forget me? Lord, how much longer? I've asked those questions, but I've also learned silence doesn't mean God has left. Sometimes He's working where I cannot see. So tonight I'm not singing because I have all the answers. I'm singing because I'm still waiting, and I'm still trusting. I've been waiting for an answer for a long, long time. I've asked you for direction, I've asked you for a sign. I've watched other people walk into their breakthrough while I'm still standing, wondering what to do. I've prayed about my future, I've prayed about my pain, I've prayed through disappointment, I've prayed through the rain. I've asked you for a doorway, I've asked you for a way, but the answer hasn't come yet, and I'm still here today. Sometimes I wonder if you hear me when I pray. Sometimes I wonder why you haven't changed the day. But somewhere underneath all the questions in my mind, there is still a little faith telling me to wait in time. Lord,
I don't understand your timing,
but I know you are not careless.
you are not careless with my life.
I don't understand,
Understand the silence,
but I refuse to believe you have forgotten me. I'm still waiting, Lord, but I'm still trusting you. I don't see the answer, but I know you see me through. I don't know the timing, I don't know the way, but I'll keep holding on until the darkness breaks. I'm still waiting, Lord. My heart is getting weak, but every time I call your name, I feel you when I speak. I may not see tomorrow, I may not understand, but I'm still holding on to you with these tired hands. There were nights I looked up at the ceiling and whispered your name. No long prayer, no fancy words, just, Lord, please help me. Sometimes that's all I had. A tired voice, a tired heart, a tired faith. But you heard me. I believe you heard me, because somehow I woke up the next morning, and then another morning and another. Maybe nothing had changed around me, but I was still breathing, I was still standing, I was still believing. And maybe that was the miracle I couldn't see. I've learned that waiting is not always punishment. Sometimes waiting circumstance. Sometimes He is teaching you patience, sometimes wisdom,
sometimes endurance.
sometimes He's removing things from your heart that would have destroyed what you were. That's the hardest kind of faith, the kind that waits, the kind that doesn't have an answer yet, the kind that gets up the next morning and still prays, the kind that looks at an empty road and says, God, I'll keep walking if you tell me to walk. The kind that stands in silence and still believes God is listening. If you're waiting tonight, don't be ashamed of your tears.
Don't be ashamed of your questions.
Don't be ashamed of your questions.
Don't be ashamed
to tell God you're tired. He already knows. Tell Him, Lord, I'm tired. Then tell Him, but I'm still trusting you. You don't have to understand everything to trust God. You don't have to see the whole road. Sometimes you only need enough light for the next step. Take that step, then another and another. And when you don't know what to do, wait, pray, listen, trust. Don't let somebody else's timeline make you rush God's process. Don't let the silence convince you that nothing is happening. Some of the greatest things God does happen quietly. Roots grow in darkness, seeds grow under the ground. Preparation happens before anybody sees the harvest. So if you're in a waiting season, maybe you're not being forgotten. Maybe you're being prepared. Maybe something is happening that you cannot see. Maybe God is preparing you for the answer you've been praying for. So keep your heart soft,
keep your faith
alive, keep praying,
keep believing.
and when the answer finally comes, remember the way. Remember the night you cried. Remember the moments you didn't know what would happen. Remember how God kept you, and you will know that the testimony was not only in the answer.
There's some nights when the house is quiet, and that's when you hear everything you've been trying not to hear. The thoughts, the memories, the questions, the things you never said out loud. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. I've learned that loneliness isn't always about being by yourself. Sometimes loneliness is feeling like nobody truly understands what you're carrying. I've had those nights I've sat with my own thoughts and wondered, Lord, who do I talk to? And then I remembered, I can talk to you. When everybody doesn't understand,
You understand.
when people walk away,
You stay.
when my strength runs out,
You remain.
so tonight I'm not asking for a crowd, I'm asking for your presence, Lord. Stay with me. Whoa. When the night gets quiet and my thoughts get loud, when I don't feel strong standing in a crowd, when the people I trusted don't answer my call, when I reach for somebody and there's nobody at all, Lord, I need you beside me. When the room feels feels cold, I need you to remind me I'm not walking alone. I've carried so much that nobody can see, and sometimes the strongest man gets down on his knees. I've smiled through the pressure, I've laughed through the pain, I've told everybody I'm doing okay. But you know the places where my heart has been weak, you know every tear I was too proud to speak. So if nobody calls me,
Call my heart,
if nobody hears me,
hear my prayer.
if nobody understands, remind me that you do. When nobody's there, Lord,
Stay with me,
when my heart gets heavy,
be my peace.
when I feel forgotten, let me know I'm seen. When everybody leaves, Lord, stay with me. When I don't have answers, hold my hand. When I cannot see tomorrow,
Help me stand.
when my strength is fading, be my song. When everybody leaves, Lord, stay with me. Stay with me, Lord. Stay with me. There were people I thought would be in my life forever. We shared stories. We shared dreams. We shared years. Then somehow life changed. People changed. Circumstances changed. And some people who once knew everything about me became strangers. I learned that not everybody who starts walking with you will finish the journey. Some people are only there for a season, and that's painful. But it doesn't mean your life is over when they leave. Sometimes God allows a season of loneliness to teach you that His presence is enough. Lord, I remember the people I lost, some through distance, some through disappointment, some through choices, some simply because life moved in another direction. I wanted some of them to stay. I prayed for some of them to stay. I tried to fix some relationships that could not be repaired, and eventually I had to release them.
That wasn't easy.
I cried, I questioned
I wondered
if I had done something wrong. But you taught me that losing somebody doesn't always mean losing myself. Sometimes letting go. Maybe tonight you feel alone. Maybe nobody knows what you carry. Maybe you've become so good at saying, I'm okay, that everybody believes you. But God knows you don't have to hide from Him.
Tell him you're tired.
Tell Him you're lonely.
Tell him you're disappointed.
Tell Him you miss somebody.
Tell him you don't understand.
Tell Him you don't understand.
Tell him you need help.
He already knows, and He is not ashamed of you.
He is not
Disappointed because you're tired. He is not far away because you're crying. He is near. So tonight, before you close your eyes, release the people you cannot control. Release the past. Release the conversations you keep replaying. Release the need to be understood by everybody. Release the need to make everyone stay. Some people will leave. Some seasons will end. Some relationships will change. But God remains. And if God remains, you are never truly alone.
Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart rest. You survived another day. You don't have to fight tomorrow. Tonight, tomorrow will come when it comes. For now, rest. Let God hold what you cannot carry. Let Him quiet your mind. Let Him comfort your heart. And if nobody is there, God is there.
I've had days when the numbers didn't make sense. Bills on the table, questions in my mind, responsibilities waiting for me, and not enough in my hands to answer them. I've known what it feels like to look at what you owe and wonder how you're going to make it through. I've known what it feels like to smile when you're worried, to tell people you're okay when you're wondering what tomorrow will bring. But I've learned something over these many years. Being down doesn't mean you're defeated. Being broke doesn't mean you're broken. Having a difficult season doesn't mean your story is over. So tonight, I'm bringing my struggle to God.
I'm bringing the bills.
I'm bringing the fear.
I'm bringing the uncertainty.
And I'm saying, Lord, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I still trust you. I got bills stacked up beside my bed, and too many worries running through my head. I look at tomorrow and wonder what I'll do, but somewhere inside me I still believe in you. I've worked with my hands, I've done what I can, I've tried to provide, I've tried to make plans, but sometimes the money just doesn't stretch, and pressure keeps coming from every direction. I don't wanna complain,
I don't wanna lose faith,
but Lord, I'm a human,
and sometimes I'm afraid.
so I'm bringing my fear. Instead of hiding it, I'm laying it down at your feet tonight. I may not have what I need in my hands, but I know who holds my future.
I may not know
How tomorrow will work out, but I know you are already there. I'm down, but I'm not defeated. I'm tired,
but I'm still standing.
the road is hard, but I still believe God is holding me. I may be walking,
Through the valley,
I may not know where the answer lies,
but I won't let fear.
take my faith away,
I'm still alive.
and I'm still alive, and I'm still praying. I'm down, but I'm not defeated, Lord.
I'm holding on to you.
When I don't have enough,
I know you can make a way.
you always see me through. There were moments when I counted every dollar twice. I looked at the bills and looked at the money and couldn't understand how the two were supposed to meet. I thought about everything I needed: food, rent, transportation, responsibilities, family, and my mind started racing. What if this doesn't work out? What if something else goes wrong? What if tomorrow is worse? Fear has a way of making tomorrow look bigger than God. So I had to stop, take a breath, and remember God was already in tomorrow. Lord, I don't want to spend the day suffering over a tomorrow that hasn't happened. I don't want to borrow fear from the future. I don't want to live in problems that don't exist yet. So give me today's strength for today's battle. If tomorrow brings another challenge, give me tomorrow's grace. But tonight, let me rest, let me trust, let me breathe. I've seen seasons when everything seemed to fall apart. If you're listening tonight and you're worried about money, take a breath. I know it's serious. I know the bills are real.
I know the pressure is real.
But don't let fear convince you that your future is finished. You may be in a difficult season, but seasons change. Keep working, keep learning, keep making wise decisions. Ask for help when you need it. Don't be ashamed to start again. Don't be ashamed to start small. And don't let your current situation tell you
Who you're going to be forever.
you are not your circumstances.
You are not your debt.
You are not your mistakes.
You are not your setback.
You are still here, and while you're still here, God can still write another chapter. So tonight,
Give 'em
your financial fear,
Give 'em
your uncertainty,
Give 'em
the bills, give them the future, and say, Lord, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I trust you. And get some rest. Tomorrow, get up again. Make another plan, take another step, work another day, pray another prayer, and believe again. Because sometimes the breakthrough doesn't arrive with a loud announcement. Sometimes it comes one opportunity at a time, one open door at a time, one wise decision at a time, one day at a time. So don't despise small beginnings, don't despise slow progress, don't despise the rebuilding. God can use small things to create something strong. And one day you may look back at this season and say, Lord, I didn't know how I was gonna make it, but you carried me. I'm down,
but I'm not defeated.
I'm tired, but I'm still standing.
I'm worried,
But I'm still praying,
I'm struggling.
but I'm still believing. And as long as I have breath, the deepest wounds aren't always the ones people can see. Sometimes you wake up and everything looks normal. The sun comes up, the world keeps moving, people keep laughing, but inside something has changed. Somebody you trusted hurt you. Somebody you loved walked away. Somebody you believed would stay chose to leave. And you ask God why. I've asked that question more than once. But after all these years, I've learned something else. People can break your heart, but they don't have the power to break your faith. So tonight I'm giving God the pieces, the anger, the disappointment, the memories, the tears, all of it. Lord, heal what they broke. with open hands. I trusted words I tried to understand. I thought the love would always stay. But one morning, everything changed. The promises don't sound the same. The memories still call my name. I tried to hide the hurt inside, but some wounds don't disappear with time. I smiled when people asked me if I was okay. I said I'm fine and walked away. But you knew what I couldn't say. You knew how much it hurt that day. Lord, I don't want to become bitter because somebody treated me wrong. I don't want that betrayal to change who I am. Heal my heart without hardening it. They broke my heart, but they didn't break my faith.
They left me crying,
but I'm still calling your name.
I don't understand
why they walked away, but I know you're still here, and I'm trusting you today. They broke my heart, but they didn't break my faith. I may still have tears,
but I know you make a way.
what they took from me cannot take your love away. They broke my heart, but they didn't break my faith. I replayed conversations late at night. I remembered every word. I wondered what I could have done differently. Maybe I should have seen the signs. Maybe I should have walked away sooner. Maybe I trusted too much. Maybe I loved too deeply. But Lord, I don't want to spend the rest of my life punishing myself for loving somebody who didn't know how to love me back. There comes a time when you have to stop asking,
why did they do it?
And start asking, Lord, what do you want me to learn from it? Because I can't change the past.
I can't make
somebody regret what they did.
I can't force an apology.
I can't make somebody understand how deeply they hurt me. But I can choose what happens inside my heart from this day forward. So I'm choosing not to become bitter. I'm choosing not to carry anger into every new relationship. I'm choosing not to punish new people for old wounds. I'm choosing to forgive, not because what happened was acceptable,
not because
they deserve another chance, but because I deserve peace. I don't want their actions living rent-free inside my heart. I don't want to wake up angry at someone who isn't even thinking about me. So Lord, take it.
Take the memories,
take the anger,
take the questions,
take the disappointment,
take the nights I cried,
take the moments
I wish things were different.
Take every piece of this heartbreak that I keep carrying and replace it with peace. Replace it with wisdom. Replace it with strength. Replace it with something better than what I lost. If somebody hurt you, I want you to hear this. You don't have to carry their actions for the rest of your life. What happened was real. The pain was real.
The betrayal
was real. But your future is real too. And your future doesn't belong to the person who hurt you.
It belongs to God.
So don't let what happened yesterday decide what tomorrow will be. You can't forget without forgetting the lesson. You can release without pretending it didn't hurt. You can love again
without becoming the person you were before.
You can heal
slowly,
one day at a time.
And if the tears come tonight, let them come. Sometimes tears are how the heart lets go. Cry, pray, breathe, and get up again tomorrow. You are still here, and that means God is not finished with you. They may have broken your heart, but they did not break your faith. They may have walked away, but God stayed. They may have rejected you, but God still calls you worthy. So lift your head, dry your eyes, and keep walking. There is still life ahead. There is still purpose ahead. There is still joy ahead. There is still a testimony being written. And one day you'll look back and realize the heartbreak was not the end. It was the place where God taught you how to trust Him with your whole heart. They broke my heart, but they didn't break my faith. And as long as I have faith, I still have hope.
I spent enough years on this earth to look back and realize something. There were moments I thought were ordinary, but God was protecting me. There were doors I cried because they wouldn't open, but now I thank God they stayed closed. There were people I begged to stay, but God allowed them to walk away. There were roads I wanted to travel, but something kept stopping me. At the time I called it disappointment. Now I call it protection, because I didn't see what was coming, but God did. I didn't know what was behind that door, but God knew. I didn't know what that person was capable of, but God knew. God knew. I didn't know where that road would lead, but God knew. So tonight, I'm not only thanking God for the blessings I saw, I'm thanking Him for the dangers I never saw. Lord, You kept me when I didn't even know I needed keeping. There were roads I wanted to walk. There were places I wanted to go. There were people I wanted beside me. There were things I thought I had to know, but every time I tried to force it, something pulled me back. I couldn't understand it. I thought my life was going off track. I cried over closed doors. I questioned every no. I wondered why the things I wanted would never seem to grow. But now I look behind me, and finally I can see some of those closed doors, Lord, were You protecting me. I called it rejection.
You called it protection.
I called it delay.
You called it direction.
I called it loss. You were saving me from something I could not see. You kept me
When I didn't know.
I needed keeping. You covered me
When I didn't know.
what was coming. You closed the doors I begged You to open wide. And now I understand. You were standing by my side. You kept me
When I didn't know,
I needed keeping. You stayed near
when I thought
you had left me. Every road that you turned me from was mercy in disguise. You knew what I could never know. You saw what I couldn't see. I remember some people I wanted in my life. I thought they were blessings. I defended them. I trusted them. I made excuses for things I should have noticed. I ignored signs because I wanted the relationship to work. I thought losing them would destroy me. Then they left, and I cried. But years later, I looked back and realized, Lord, you were saving me. Sometimes God doesn't remove something because we asked. Sometimes He removes it because He knows what we don't know. That's hard for the heart to accept, especially when you are standing there watching something. Sometimes we thank God for what we can see. The answered prayer, the open door, the unexpected blessing, the breakthrough. But tonight, I want to thank God for something different. The things we never saw, the accident that never happened, the person who never entered our lives, the road we never traveled, the opportunity that disappeared, the relationship that ended, the door that stayed closed, the answer that never came. Maybe you cried over some of those things. Maybe you thought God had forgotten you.
maybe you thought
God didn't hear your prayer. But what if God was protecting you? What if He saw something you couldn't see? What if He knew something you didn't know? What if that closed door was mercy? What if that goodbye was protection? What if that delay was preparation? You don't have to understand everything tonight. You just have to trust the one who sees everything. So stop fighting every closed door.
stop chasing,
Every person who leaves,
stop assuming,
every no means you're rejected. Sometimes God is saying,
not this,
not here.
not now.
I have something you cannot see yet. I've lived long enough to know some of the things I cried about became some of the things I later thanked God for. Some doors I begged Him to open would have taken me somewhere I never should have gone. Some people I begged to stay would have cost me more than I could afford. Some opportunities I thought were blessings would have become burdens. And now I can say, Lord, thank you. Thank you for the protection I never recognized.
Thank you.
There are some nights you don't need a crowd. You don't need a room full of people. You don't need somebody telling you everything is going to be all right. Sometimes you just need somebody to hear your heart. I've had nights when I couldn't find the words. I just sat there in the silence, looking at the ceiling, thinking about everything I've been carrying, the things I couldn't tell people, the disappointments, the regrets, the people I missed, the battles I was fighting inside my own mind. And I wondered, does anybody really understand? But then I remembered, God heard me, even when I couldn't pray the way I wanted, even when all I had were tears, even when my mouth was silent, He heard me. Late at night when the world has gone to sleep, I hear the silence and it talks to me. It brings back memories I tried to hide, and every little worry comes alive inside. I think about the people I can no longer call. I think about the dreams that never came at all. I think about the words I wish I could erase. Then I bow my head and whisper, Lord, give me grace. Sometimes I don't have a prayer to say. Sometimes I just sit and look away. But even in the silence, you understand. The tears upon my face are prayers you can hear. I don't have to explain it.
You already know.
I don't have to hide it.
You already see.
I don't have to find the perfect words. You hear the heart beneath them when nobody heard me.
You heard me.
When nobody saw me.
You saw me.
When I cried in the darkness, you stayed right there. When I couldn't find the words, you understood my prayer. When nobody held me, you held me. When nobody called me, you knew me. I thought I was alone, but I was never alone. Because when nobody heard me, God heard me. I've known what loneliness feels like. Not just being by yourself. I'm talking about being surrounded by people and still feeling completely alone. Everybody asks, how are you? And you say, I'm all right. But you know you're not. You don't want to explain. You don't want to become somebody else's burden. So you smile, you keep moving, you keep working, you keep answering the phone, you keep showing up. But inside there is a conversation only God can hear. Lord, you heard the conversation I never spoke. You heard the questions I was afraid to ask. You heard the anger I didn't want anybody to see. You heard the disappointment. You heard the frustration. You heard the fear. You heard the loneliness. And you didn't walk away. That's what still amazes me. I brought you the worst parts of my heart, and you stayed. If you're listening tonight and you're lonely, I want you to remember something. Loneliness can make you believe that nobody cares. It can make a quiet room feel like the whole world has forgotten you. But don't confuse silence with abandonment.
God can be with you
in a quiet room.
God can be with you
in the middle of uncertainty. God can be with you when your phone doesn't ring.
God can be with you
when the person you wanted doesn't call.
God can be with you
when nobody understands what you're going through. He hears you. You don't need perfect words.
You don't need
a beautiful prayer. You don't need to pretend you're stronger than you are. Tell them the truth. You're tired. You're afraid. You're disappointed. You don't understand. Tell them you miss somebody. You need help.
He already knows. But there is something powerful about giving your heart permission to speak. And if all you can say tonight is, Lord, help me, say that. If all you can do is cry, if all you can do is sit in silence, sit. God is not intimidated by your silence. He understands the language of tears. I've lived long enough to know that some prayers don't sound like prayers. Sometimes a sigh is a prayer. Sometimes a tear is a prayer. Sometimes getting out of bed is a prayer. Sometimes choosing not to give up is a prayer. Sometimes singing one broken line is a prayer, and God hears it. So tonight, close your eyes, take a breath, release what you cannot solve, release what you cannot control, release the people you cannot change, release the future you cannot see, and let God hold it. You don't have to carry tomorrow tonight. Tomorrow will come with its own grace. For tonight, rest. You are seen, you are heard. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. And the same God who carried you through yesterday will meet you in tomorrow. When nobody heard me, God heard me. God heard me. When nobody saw me, God saw me. God saw me. When nobody understood, God understood. When nobody held me, God held me. And when I thought I couldn't keep going, God kept me.
There comes a time in every man's life when you realize you can't carry everything. You can try, you can smile, you can keep moving. You can tell everybody you're all right. But there comes a night when your soul finally whispers, I can't do this by myself anymore. I've had that night more than once. I thought being strong meant never admitting you were tired. I thought faith meant never crying. I thought trusting God meant never saying, Lord, I don't know what to do. But I've learned something with these years. Sometimes the strongest prayer you can pray is, Lord, I need you. And when my strength ran out, His grace didn't. I kept walking when my feet were tired. I kept smiling when my heart was bruised. I kept telling everybody I was fine, when deep inside I didn't know what to do. I carried things I never talked about. I held back tears, I wouldn't let them out. I thought if I kept moving I would be okay. But some burdens get heavier every day. I said, Lord, I'll handle this myself. I thought I had enough inside my heart. But pride can make a man believe he's strong until he realizes he can't carry on. I had reached the end of what I could do, and that's when I finally understood I was never supposed to carry it alone. When my strength ran out, your grace carried me. When my heart gave up, you gave me me what I needed.
When I couldn't take another step,
You stood beside me when I couldn't see the way. Your hand still guided me when my strength ran out. Your grace carried me when the weight was more than I could bear. You stayed with me. I thought I had to fight this battle alone, but you were there all along. When my strength ran out, your grace carried me. There were mornings I woke up already tired. Not because I hadn't slept, my soul was tired. Tired of worrying, tired of waiting, tired of trying to understand things that didn't make sense. Tired of being the person everybody expected to have answers. People would say, "You're strong," and I would smile. But sometimes I wanted to say, "I don't feel strong." I just learned how to keep going while I was hurting. Lord, you saw behind the smile. You knew what I was hiding. You knew how many nights I stared into the darkness, wondering how things would work out. You knew how many times I said I trust you, while my heart was still afraid. And you never condemned me for being tired. You simply said, "Come to me." So I came. With my questions, I came. With my disappointment, I came. If you're tired tonight, listen to me. You don't have to pretend you are strong. You don't have to smile when you want to cry. You don't have to tell everybody you're okay. You can tell God the truth.
I am tired.
I am afraid.
I don't understand.
I don't know what to do.
I need you.
That's not a weakness.
That's surrender.
And sometimes surrender
Is the beginning of strength.
I've learned that God doesn't always give you
Strength for the whole journey at once.
sometimes,
He gives you enough for today.
and tomorrow.
He gives you enough for tomorrow.
So don't borrow.
Tomorrow's trouble.
Don't carry next year's burden.
Tonight,
You have enough grace for today.
breathe,
Rest.
trust.
Tomorrow will come when tomorrow comes.
And when it does,
God will already be waiting there.
maybe you think you have nothing left.
But look at you. You're still here.
You're still breathing.
You're still listening.
You're still believing.
Maybe barely.
Maybe through tears,
Maybe with a tired heart.
but you're still here.
And that means grace has already carried you farther than you realize. So don't give up because you're tired. Don't quit because you can't see the answer. Wait. Don't walk away because the road is difficult. Pray. And if your strength runs out, let grace take over. Because grace doesn't need you to be perfect. Grace doesn't need you to have every answer. Grace meets you right where your strength ends. I know this because I've lived it. There were days I thought I wouldn't make it, but I did. There were nights I thought the burden would crush me, but it didn't. There were seasons when I thought God had forgotten me, but He hadn't. He was carrying me the whole time. I just didn't recognize His hands. So tonight, I'm laying everything down. The fear, the worry, the regret, the pressure, the expectations, the future, the past, all of the Lord. I can't carry it anymore. You carry it. And if you give me strength tomorrow, I'll use it. If you give me one more step, I'll take it. If you give me one more morning, I'll thank you. If you give me one more chance, I'll walk through. This grace didn't. I know this because I've lived it. There were days I thought I wouldn't make it, but I did.
There were nights I thought the burden would crush me, but it didn't.
Waiting can hurt, especially when you've prayed for something with your whole heart. You pray, you wait, you pray again, and nothing seems to change. You start wondering, Lord, did you hear me? I've been there. I have asked God questions. I was almost afraid to say out loud, why haven't you answered me? Why is it taking so long? Why does everybody else seem to be moving forward while I'm still standing here? But I've lived long enough to learn God is never late. Sometimes my timing was simply different from His. What I thought was a delay was preparation. What I thought was silence was movement. And what I thought was too late turned out to be right on time. I prayed through the morning, I prayed through the night. I asked you for an answer, I begged you for a sign. I watched the days keep passing, I watched the seasons change. I wondered if my prayer had somehow lost your name. I saw the people receive what I had prayed for. I smiled and said, God bless them, while my heart was hurting more. I didn't want to be jealous, I didn't want to complain, but sometimes waiting quietly can feel like standing in the rain. I thought you'd forgotten me, I thought you passed me by. I thought the answer would never come, but you were working where I couldn't see. I thought you were late, but you were right on time. I thought you had forgotten me, but you were working behind the line. I couldn't see what you were doing, I couldn't understand, but when the answer came, I finally knew you had it in your hands. I thought you were late,
But you were right on time.
I was counting every second. You were shaping every line. I wanted it yesterday. You knew when it was right. I thought you were late, but you were right on time. There were times I almost gave up. I almost stopped praying. I almost convinced myself that maybe the answer was never coming. I said, maybe God doesn't want this for me. Maybe. But deep inside, something kept telling me, wait. So I waited. Not perfectly, not peacefully every day. Sometimes I waited crying. Sometimes I waited angry. Sometimes I waited confused, but I kept waiting. And that's what faith sometimes looks like. Not shouting, not dancing, not knowing, just waiting, standing.
If you're waiting for something tonight, I want you to hear me. Don't let the wait make you believe God has forgotten you. I know how hard it is. I know what it feels like to watch other people receive what you've been praying for. You smile for them, you celebrate them, but inside you wonder, Lord, when is it my turn? I've asked that question, but here's what I learned.
Your turn.
Doesn't have to look like their turn.
Your turn.
Your journey doesn't have to look like their journey.
Your time.
And your timing doesn't have to match anybody else's. God knows what you're not ready for.
God knows what you're not prepared to carry.
God knows
What would destroy you if you received it too early?
So don't curse the waiting. Let God work on you while you wait.
Let him build your patience.
Let him build your character. Let him heal your heart. Let him teach you how to trust. Because sometimes the greatest thing God is doing while you're waiting is preparing the person who will receive the answer. You may think nothing is happening, but roots are growing where you cannot see them. Things can be moving without making noise. God can be working without giving you a notification. He can be arranging things behind the scenes. So keep praying, keep believing, keep preparing, keep walking. And if you have to cry, cry. If you have to rest, rest. But don't quit, don't abandon your faith, because the answer didn't come on your schedule. Your schedule is not God's calendar. You asked for yesterday. God may be preparing something for tomorrow, and when the right moment comes, you'll understand. You look back at the years you spent waiting and say, Lord, now I see. Maybe you'll never understand every detail, but you'll know this: He was there, He heard you, He remembered you, He was preparing you, and He was never late. I thought you were late, but you were right on time. I thought you forgot me, but you were working. I thought the door would never open, but you were preparing the right door. So tonight I can rest, because I don't have to rush what God hasn't read. I've lived long enough to know that some wounds don't show on the outside. You can look at a man and think he's doing fine, but you don't know what he survived. You don't know how many nights he cried. You don't know how many times he had to pick himself up. You don't know how many things he lost and never talked about. But I'm still here, and now I understand. What broke me didn't finish me. God had the final word. I remember when my heart was heavy. I remember when I couldn't sleep at night. I remember asking you the questions that I didn't think I'd ever get to write. I watched some dreams fall to pieces. I watched some plans fade away. I wondered how a heart could keep beating after losing so much along the way. I carried memories I couldn't erase. I tried to smile with tears on my face. I thought the pain would define who I'd be, but you had another future waiting for me. I thought the wound would always hurt. I thought the loss would always have the final word. But God was writing something I couldn't see. What broke me didn't finish me. What hurt me didn't bury me. What I lost didn't take my destiny. God kept a little hope alive in me. What broke me didn't finish me. The tears didn't steal my victory. I walked through the fire, but I came out free. What broke me didn't finish me. There were days I didn't feel strong. I wasn't looking for a miracle. I just wanted enough strength to make it through the day. Sometimes that's all faith looks like. Not shouting, not singing, just getting up, putting one foot in front of the other and saying, Lord, help me make it through today. You didn't ask me to pretend I wasn't hurting. You didn't ask me to forget what happened. You simply walked with me through it, and that's what changed me. The pain was real.
The tears
were real.
The tears
were real. The disappointment was real, but they weren't the end of my story. I thought because one door
closed
my future was over. I thought because somebody walked away I would never feel whole again. I thought because one dream failed I would never dream again.
But
God, you showed me that endings can become beginnings. You showed me that broken pieces can become something beautiful. What hurt me
didn't bury me.
what I lost didn't take my destiny. God kept a little hope alive in me. What broke me
Didn't finish me.
the tears didn't steal
My victory.
I walked through the fire, but I came out free. What broke me didn't finish me. I had to learn that healing takes time. Some wounds close slowly. Some memories come back when you least expect them. Some mornings you feel strong. Some nights you feel weak. Listen to me. If you're hurting tonight, don't confuse your pain with your ending. Pain can be a chapter. It doesn't have to be the whole book, I know. You may feel like something inside you has been broken for too long, but broken doesn't mean finished. I've learned that the same God who kept me through my worst nights can keep you through yours. You may not feel strong right now, that's alright. You don't have to feel strong, just keep breathing, keep praying, keep moving, one day at a time. Some mornings you wake up and feel better. Some mornings you won't keep going. Healing takes time. Don't rush what God is healing. Don't hate yourself because you're not where you want to be yet. You're becoming, you're growing, you're healing, and God is still working. The thing that broke you doesn't get to decide how your story ends. The rejection doesn't get the final word. The betrayal doesn't get the final word. The loss doesn't get the final word. The disappointment doesn't get the final word. God gets final word. And if God is still writing, your story isn't finished. I look back now, and I can thank God for keeping me. Not because I enjoyed the pain, I didn't. Not because I wanted the heartbreak, I didn't. But because I know what came after it. Wisdom, strength, compassion, faith, peace, a deeper understanding, grace. So I can say it now with my whole heart. What broke me didn't finish me. What hurt